Hello. So we have a message from the universe for today, which comes through the 3 of air. The 3 of air symbolizes the importance of education and study in helping us to reach our highest potential, and reminds us that education should be thought of as a lifelong process. Life itself teaches us. Every experience can offer us a lesson. The people around us and those who come into our lives can all teach us and guide us. They can give us insight into who we are, in form, in flow, who they are, and our relationships within society, nature, and our immediate environments, what we perceive, what we choose unconsciously, subconsciously, consciously to project as our reality. Education, self-study, critical analysis of thyself, self-mastery, serves to help the individual develop an understanding of life and to comprehend it. It helps to maintain a sense of freedom and purpose. It helps us to determine whether a situation is right or wrong for us, and provides us with other options. With the right angle, we can move mountains. The quality of your question determines the quality of your answer. With these tools, it also helps us to see that there can be lifelong ramifications, rewards, and consequences to our actions, thoughts, energetic impulses, and the like. We learn from his story. We learn of our possible future. We learn about nature and the world, the universe, as thyself, so below, as within, so without. We learn about ourselves as a race, as a humanoid, of our different densities. And we learn about the universe in which we dwell, as thyself, so the universe. There are many places to seek this knowledge. Within, cultivating the abilities, your capabilities, your inner sense, your understanding of the understanding. The knowledge we receive via an education empowers us, and the more we know, the more we can accomplish. Education helps us to use our minds and senses, and our senses to our benefit. It protects us from being fooled, manipulated, and deceived, and it also gives us the means to follow our dreams. The more we learn, the more we can comprehend, and the easier it becomes to communicate and to express ourselves. To become both learned and educated takes time, as time is relative. Thy will, when in accord with the flow, the universe, from the source down the river, the etheric, ultraviolet band of superfluidity and coherent communication of cellular validation and plant life, communication, psychic telekinetic band. We must observe and listen, perceive, study, absorb, and then be tested to see if we comprehend what we have learned, and then observe more and listen more, perceive more, study, absorb, and be tested once again. This process that we all feel and understand of taking 2 steps forward and 3 steps back is a very natural occurrence in the oscillation, the rhythm. the rhythm, one of the several Hermetic principles and axioms that help in many ways to logically define the more elegant understandings and nuances of universal mechanics of life. When we have the 3 steps back, this is a way of the universe testing us and saying, okay, did you really get it? Let's just see and make this clear within us, that it becomes a natural part of this form of unity, the natural flow within us. There we go. The process does not stop even when we leave the classroom. Life is our classroom. And it is by living life that our passions and talents and the opportunity to seek to increase our knowledge in a manner that can transform those passions and talents into genuine skill will be revealed. Be aware of passions. They root in understanding and etymology to suffer, as they do not have a grounded basis and direction. They just have a will and a desire to be there without rooting in the now. So it is one that will suffer, as there is no direct line to get there. The 3 of air reminds us to move through life with the intention of learning from life, from our experiences, from the people around us, and from the world around us. To accomplish this, we can ask questions about everything and of everyone. Critical analysis within and without, here and everywhere. So important, so very important, this life skill. To learn and understand one's history, to apply in this now, to set forward a most glorious everything to come, which is always rooted in this now. We can seek out our elders and those who have different customs, because one will seek of us traditions and of his story that is not discussed in books, and the others will expose us to ideas and beliefs that are different to our own. Both in turn can provide us with the contrast and depth that will enable us to perceive the world from multiple perspectives. And that is wonderful, full of wonder, and part of the Trinity of the child at heart, to be open and see the world in these eyes, and with this golden heart, this light heart, to understand that as we listen to their stories, allow them to teach you their trade of their history and culture. Learn from them and their lives, and you might discover they have given you the means to improve your own life. When we have the desire to learn and to nurture our talents, while patience will stand us in good stead, a desire for instant gratification will likely hinder us. It takes a true willingness to commit oneself to study and learning, perception and discernment, cultivation of the flow, the feeling within your higher senses. To learn something and learn it well will require dedication, commitment, and time. Sometimes it takes a lifetime or billions more. And sometimes the lessons offered will repeat and repeat and repeat, as we had mentioned, aforementioned, just to become a part of you, until we can perform a task as naturally in accord with creation and all that is. As with little thought, as breathing, as we are that which exists between the inhale and the exhale, that flow, the polarization, which creates the extremes and the polarities. It is important to remember that sometimes learning cannot be rushed, and that practice will give way to ease and confidence. Repeated lessons and practice make it easier for us to understand and comprehend, to understand, become informed with. Comprehension is the ability to understand the lessons we have learned, and sometimes to do so requires both effort and willingness in the form of time and an open mind. Sometimes it requires learning certain lessons several times until we become familiar. Life has a way in these universal mechanics of bringing lessons back around when we do not learn them the first time. They become far more colorful and a different form of a challenge the next time around, so better to get it the first time. That all said, the more you educate yourself, the more that you, as we are prismatic beings, multifaceted beings, the more objective, emotionally detached that we are, so that we can see things holistically for what they are, the many truths that may exist in the lies or beliefs, where the lies are within all barriers and blocks to limitations that one must defend. This is the time to let go and let these fall away, so that you can see them, own them for what they are, or let them be astray. As the more you educate yourself, the more you know and understand, the easier it becomes to step outside of yourself and to see the world and your experiences for what they truly are. In doing so, it becomes easier to find your place, your purpose, your direction, to fulfill your goals, and to lead a productive life with alignment of your three brains: the head, your heart, your gut, neural adaptive centers. The conscious breathing, activating your parasympathetic nervous system, bringing a harmonization throughout your entire body, a polarization of so many aspects, which is the flow and the dance of the extremes. An understanding of the tension when holding the breath and expelling the breath, releasing all stagnant air from the base of your lungs. This all stagnation, all forms of stagnation, like with water. Understand water, understand life, understand thyself, understand the universe, always in flow. Universe, soul, work, free flow, soul, work. All things stagnant becomes toxic, so when you breathe out, expelling all of the air from your lungs in this conscious breathing exercise that we do often before the polarizations, the tension that is held as you move past the discomfort when you hold 3 to 9 seconds or more, is part of the creation, the dynamics, the mechanics of life, because it is in this tension, this difference in the extremes, that this forced void, where the lungs then are the breathing and you are no longer the breather, and the void is created within. This implosive force happens within, removing all blockages, bringing into alignment all energetic centers, clearing all chaos, confusion away, activating your body's natural self-healing processes, and so much more. The 3 of air will appear in your cards when there is a need to expand your mind, your heart, your spirit, by educating, experiencing yourself in order to improve your grow spiritually, dynamic, in flow, your voice and actions in accordance with the source and creation, as above, so below. Perhaps a message for this time of this now, greater than this day it brings forth. Thank you for sharing.